This show is being sponsored by Dr. Stephanie Parker. Hey, oh, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm taking my freedom, pulling it off the shelf, putting it on my chain, getting it round the neck. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in the car, wherever I choose to
I'm ready, Facts. Good afternoon, everyone, on this wonderful Friday. Welcome to Community Conversations. I am your host, KB, Dr. KB, of course. I'm in the studio with my co-host, Weezy. We're going to get to you in a second, Weezy. But this is a program of We Care Baltimore. I want to shout out to We Care Baltimore, which is a nonprofit resource and training center in partnership with Krunch Time Podcast. Krunch Time is me, Dr. KB, and Weezy. Hey, Weezy, what's going on?
Weezy in the house. What's going on, everybody?
Weezy is in the building.
Yeah.
And also, we have a special guest today. And I'll get to him in a second. But Weezy. You always got to start with us first. But we are streaming live on WOLBbaltimore.com. Again, that's WOLBbaltimore.com. And if you want to call and you have any questions, we have, like I said, we have a special guest who's full of information and life. So you definitely want to call and ask questions. The number here is 410-481-1010. Again, that's 410-481-1010. So let's hear from you today. All right. So Weezy, what's going on today with you?
I want to say, first of all, God is good. The devil try to get me, but he can't.
That's right.
I'm on a mission.
That's right.
And you can't hold me down.
That's right. So let's talk about it because Weezy was out. We want to, God is good. Our prayers have worked because Weezy was out sick for the past couple of weeks. And we've been praying for you, holding you down, things that's been going on with his health. But he's recovering and he's doing better. And it's nothing to do with anything as far as his eating unhealthy or nothing like that, because that's not the case. It's just life. Things happen. So you want to talk about it? You want to share your testimony?
I would like to say, because this message right here could go, a lot of people could relate to this. It's like you do everything you want to do, you're supposed to be doing, and you fight, I slow down on a lot of going out. I'll support a person here and there, but I don't go out like that. I don't drink. I've been spending more time with God. I'm at peace, and I'm heading and I'm focused on the right direction. And something always pop up to try to push me back, and I fight through it. And then something else happened, major pop up and push me back. So these things keep happening. But guess what? God made a lion in me, and I'm not gonna stop praising Him, and I'm not gonna stop talking to Him, and I'm gonna keep on pushing forward. So I like to thank everybody for all the prayers out there that they sent my way. Not fully recovered, but God is good.
He on his way back.
I got my and the blessing out of it. I got my 50-year checkup. You get your 1 year check, your annual checkup every year. I never got a complete checkup. I got a complete checkup, MRI, everything. So everything is good. So blood work good, everything good. Just like I say. But Tally Biscuits, I've still got my Tally Biscuits, so I'm not gonna leave that out.
That's right.
Tally Biscuits for Biscuits tea. It builds your immune system. It has a whole bunch of healthy benefits to it. And I had to say, there's another testimony. I was in the hospital, and when you're in the hospital, they want to give you sugar. They want to give you pies, cakes, ice cream. The whole time I was in there, I drank water and hibiscus tea. And this is my God honest truth. And they was like, have you been taking your blood pressure medicine? And I said, no. Well, when the last time you took it? I said, maybe like a month ago, 2 months ago. I might took it one time. I ate what I wasn't supposed to be eating, and my pressure went up. So I took that blood pressure pill. Quick story. So the whole time I was in there, I was drinking tea, and my blood pressure was normal. And I ate what I was supposed to eat. My sugar levels was normal.
Right.
The medicine they was giving me said it was going to raise my sugar level. and they kept taking my sugar levels every 2 hours. The hibiscus tea kept my sugar level down, normal. And I want to say, if anybody is interested in it, it's not an advertisement. It would change your life. It's tallybiscus.com, TALLYBISCUS, or you could call me at 443-250-1330.
Yes, Tally Biscuit, y'all. So just to give you a testimony, he's, like I said, on his way of recovery, and thank the God that you're here today and, back in the building with us. So, we got you, bro.
Yes.
And shout out to Miss Thelma. We didn't forget about you. Weezy was sick, so we got your bottle coming. She's one of our favorite listeners. So as soon as he get better, Miss Thelma, we gonna get you that bottle. Matter of fact, Weezy, can we compliment her that bottle?
Yeah, I could do that today.
Yeah,
she's available.
Yeah, we can compliment you a bottle today if you're available, Miss Thelma. So we're gonna make sure you get that bottle because you've been patiently waiting. So we appreciate you for that. And then also, before we get to my business, I want to shout out to Ron G. Ron G Productions. He had a birthday. His birthday and my birthday are a day apart. So he had a birthday yesterday. Mine was the day before yesterday. So shout out to Ron G. Happy birthday. And shout out to me, Dr. KB. Happy birthday. This is Leo season. We in the building. We are in the building. So I want to talk about my business real quick. This is BM Human Financial Services. You guys know that I am your financial guru. I do accounting. I do tax preparation, business and professional business consulting, financial consulting, also do PRP counseling. So any of those services you need for your business, if you're a new entrepreneur, you don't really have any direction and you need some assistance, give me a call. My number is 443-281-3839. Again, that's 443-281-3839. Do not call me while we're on the air because that is my number. But as soon as we're off, you can call me 443-281-3839. Last but not least, I want you guys to take advantage of the savings program that I talk about all the time using Community Solar. Community Solar is a energy savings program that it's free, doesn't cost anything to join, is no contracts. This is not what you see when people are knocking on your doors. No one from Think Energy will be knocking on your door. This is something that is legitimate and it's real, and it helps you save on your BG&E. BG&E, everybody's went up this year. I kept telling everybody it's going to go up. Now the winter is coming, it's going to get worse. The rates for the winter, the heat is way higher. So to combat that, I need you guys to go to the website, get.thinkenergy.com/goldgreen and the number 2. Again, that's get.thinkenergy.com /go green and the number 2. And again, if you need that information, you can just call my cell phone number. It's 443-281-3839. Again, 443-281-3839. So
people with heat pumps need to be blowing you up because that heat pump they burn a lot of energy. So you be high on that for the winter.
I'm telling you, them rates is outrageous. They're outrageous. Going up and going up. And, the only thing they want to do is give you a one-time help and assistance for everybody. One time, you're going to pay your bill one time. That's not going to help for the whole winter. So, if you want to take advantage of that savings, definitely make sure you hit us up and let us help you out. But
that's some excitement. I'm over
no
here.
further ado, we got the man of the hour in the building. We have Mr. John Albert Bernard, also known as Jar. He is an international music artist. He is a horse. What do you call those people that
equestrian?
Equestrian. He's an equestrian. There's a lot going on with Jar. Jar has worked with from Motown to working with England and Dubai's royal families. He's created a 5-star rated charity using horses as a program with at-risk youth. He has won 4 music awards. Let me tell you, he's in 4 different genres of music. The list goes on. He's been in numerous films, television shows. He has a documentary out right now called A Journeyman, a journey. It's a journey of a horseman. So I want you guys to definitely check that documentary out. I was looking at it the other day and I couldn't stop looking at it. So I just want you to know we welcome you, Jar, to Krunch Time.
Thank you very much. I'm still in a city I love that a lot of people put down, Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I just wrote a piece called Baltimore.
Where you originally from?
I was born in Newport News, Virginia,
Okay.
and we had black farmers then.
Mm.
And so my parents raised hogs for the Smithfield Hog Company, peanuts for the Planters Peanut, and of course they had cotton. But back in those times when I was coming up, the only thing that you had for labor were the children, because you were finally given land, the opportunity to build
Right.
wealth through having land and through growing food and so forth and so on. And, but you didn't have labor, which is the big problem today. It's still the same problem, labor.
Mm.
So my dad's side at 14, my mother's side at 12.
Wow.
So you can see that it took all of that to use horses and mules, to walk behind them, to plow the fields, to take care of the land, to do. My grandfathers and all also had one of the only stores down in Virginia that catered to African Americans.
Mm.
But my family was so integrated because the family was part of my family was from Cherokee.
Mm-hmm.
My father's side was Blackfoot. And so my father's side was French, Blackfoot, African American. My mother's side was Irish Cherokee, African American. So a lot of people kidded me and said, "Oh, you're one of those Heinz 57." I said, yeah, a little bit of this and that.
Yeah.
And that's really almost, I would say, nothing on earth is pure anymore. Everybody's looking for purity. So it's just trying to say that.
So were you a singer when you were young?
Oh yeah, church.
Okay.
Most black families from Whitney to all the great African American recording artists and all started in church.
Yeah. So your first love, I hear, is horses.
Well,
so is that how it became your first love, because of how your upbringing and working in the fields and plowing? Is that how you became in love with horses? How did that begin?
My dad entered the military. The family moved me and my sister from Virginia to Baltimore. So in Baltimore, we went home every summer because there were no summer camps. You had the Chickwave Center that was over in the projects.
Right.
For those who have lived to be as old as I am. And but back to the farm. So the farm was with a lot of cousins and aunts and uncles, running through the fields, playing with the pigs, the chickens, climbing trees, swimming nude in lakes and streams. For those people who know what skinny dipping is about.
Right.
So a glorious time. But I was working with one of the top people right now in an organization in Maryland. It's called the Broadcasters Institute.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asked to come in for a friend of mine who says, I can't get a vacation and leave someone here that knows how to come in here and talk to young broadcasters who are trying to get into the media world. He says, I know you know how to do that. So I told him, I says, if you do this, you don't have to pay me. I love working with kids. The frontier of what's coming up and what's new, the sharing. I'm just another sensei of the many who are trying, along with those who are trying to bring us down, who are trying to keep us in the spirit of the Great Spirit.
Okay.
So my great grandfather put me on a horse, and for days, he just went down the roads, made the horse turn around, come back up the roads. For anyone that knows, when you see tractors doing roads to plant corn, that's what a tractor. Try doing that with an 80-year-old man behind a mule and a horse who had a song. So the first music other than church was listen to my great grandfather sing and do a cadence to get the mules to go down the road, turn around and come back up, and it was a rhythm. And that rhythm reminded me of something that, as I grew up, that the rhythm of life for all of us is the heart. That's the rhythm that keeps us alive.
Right.
When that rhythm goes, you're gone.
Right.
So, but also the movement of the horse is like dancing with a lady that you like. If your rhythm is off and you sat on her feet, she's not going to be dancing with you long. So I learned rhythm because I got into dance through all of this. But Brian Barber won the President's Cup, one of the few black filmmakers who won the President's Cup. And he went to get further training at the Broadcasters Institute. And he heard about me. And he says, well, my first piece coming out, I want to put my portfolio is to do something because I'm a Baltimore boy as well.
Right.
And I don't see enough people talking about the two things that Baltimore was built on: the seafood industry
Right.
and the horse industry.
Okay.
The second leg of the triple crown, the previous.
Mm.
So I started learning, but I learned bareback because the Native American heritage in the family taught us to ride bareback and to ride distance. I'd leave sometimes as I got older. I would leave like 6 in the morning. I wouldn't be getting back until 6 in the evening. They would say, well, what are you doing out there? I says, I'm riding. I'm experiencing the rhythm of me and the rhythm of the horse, because riding is like a dance. So I'm dancing with the horse and learning the horse's rhythm, and the horse is learning me.
Mm.
And a lot of people don't understand there are things you can control. I'm a master horseman.
Right.
But when you're up on a horse and you're not on the ground anymore, that's the first thing that the kids who you are trying to be a sensei to about learning trust, effort, and patience.
Now, did you get that horse a break in 12 hours?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I want to know, you love horses. I want to just make sure you gave him a little break in between.
Well, you got, moderation. A lot of people don't understand. You can do almost anything you want to do,
Right.
but moderation,
In my
Right.
like drinking,
Absolutely.
your sex attitude, moderation,
Eating.
eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the problems we have in America right now.
Yeah.
That everybody's trying to work. But that
Yeah,
is
what you eat.
moderation.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you eat.
Yeah.
And that's you referring to that about some things when you were in the hospital.
Mhm. So yeah, I only eat broccoli and fruits, like any vegetables, fruits, and water.
But you know something? When you in America, and African American, they didn't give you or bless you with the best foods when you were slaves.
Mm.
So that was the beginning of what we call soul food.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what they threw away. Is
Yeah,
what
we
we learned
need
to
to scrap.
protect.
Right. We
Yeah.
learn how to make the best out of it.
And
Yeah.
now it's like the culinary arts.
Mhm.
Pig feet, chillings,
No,
hog
my
Everything
God.
is bad
collard
for you.
greens, potatoes, salad, sweet potatoes. I
Mhm.
mean, so as I got older and realizing, being on the road all the time, I was on the road before McDonald's, before any of these fast food stores.
Right.
So you were eating in country stores
Mm.
all the way across the country.
Right.
But as these fast food systems came, that acclimated me and my bands and people I played with, because we were on the road, we were getting out of airplanes, we were doing concerts, we were driving across the country. So you pulled into wherever you could pull in
Right.
and ate. And then the times that you were eating, which is the worst time to eat and stuff your stomach, is at night
At night.
before you go to bed. So through that and cultivating my career with the horses now,
Mm.
because that was the first thing. Brian Barber says, what is the first thing that attracted your attention? To make you pay attention, to get your attention, so that senseis could talk to you. And a sensei is only that you listen to, is the only one that you listen to, is the one that has taken the time to learn to earn your trust,
Mm.
so that you're willing to sit and listen
Right.
and not talk through the conversations. And so I adopted that. Learning, first of all, to trust your teachers. Your first teachers are your mother and your father,
Mm-hmm.
and your preacher and your teachers in school. So you're always going through the journey of learning, which is your life journey.
Right.
And so after I learned horses, I acclimated myself to go in the military. I turned professional. My family had a little nightclub up in New York City. And I was listening to the music I was listening to as a kid coming up was Basie. That's what you saw in the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Vaughan, Donald Washington.
Right.
So
Just to give everybody a background of how seasoned you are. Do you mind sharing how what your age is, so that people can understand how you got to be such knowledgeable where this wisdom is coming from? You don't have to.
no, with a great spirit, the retailer of my Native American heritage.
Mhm.
I love Scott. But God blessed me with being here to reach 83.
It's amazing to hear him say that.
Yeah,
That's why I asked you,
yeah.
because I'm so blessed by you sitting here, because you look amazing. I mean, he don't look like he's 83, guys. I'm just like, you guys know. Listen, the women,
They
if
can
the
see
women saw
online.
him, they would be like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yep.
It'd be a lot of women out here trying to get him.
I think that's a part of my life because I think the loving was good.
Oh,
You know,
I was, hey, I
On
wanted
top of
to
that.
ask that question out there. On the road, I know it was off the chain.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Man,
That's what that
after
other
every
song.
show, right?
Let me tell you, I came up through the music industry and started off with concerts for all artists
Mhm.
in America. There were no venues larger than maybe 5,000 people tops at our college universities,
Right.
at some of the places where they had the dance halls and the skating rinks, where you could put a larger population to entertain.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And basically, one of the largest, which I was the first to play in as a Baltimore artist, was the downtown. Uh, oh gosh, Civic Center.
Okay.
We kind of skipped ahead. I kind of jumped all over. How did you first get in the door of like the mainstream music?
Started off in New York City at 13 years old.
Mm.
I was like a Johnny Mathis.
Mm.
And next after that, I got into, before really getting into that, I was in the choir, the children's choir in the church, the Baptist church.
Stood out.
Stood out. So that helped me
Right.
where, because the choir had senseis, teachers
Mm-hmm.
that taught you where we weren't even going to schools like Juilliard, learning how to sing and do the stuff that I learned. I learned first how to sing and how to enunciate,
Right.
because it wasn't about style.
Mm.
It was about the message,
Mm-hmm.
the word.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to put your talent over the message that God had given you to sing, the old singers you understood everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere. Amazing
Diction.
Grace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the clarity
Yes.
of the message. So
That's those classes I was telling you about. When my mom used to have me in
right.
while they were teaching her to sing, pronunciation, and all that.
That's
I hated it, but now that I'm older and you hear people sing, like, what are they saying? You know, you can't hear the diction of the words clear.
well, music changed because finally turned around and realized that there were people who in media, and the media people were the people who were the DJs. My mom was the first black DJ,
Oh,
Joey Webb,
okay.
with Buddy Young, with Wildie Daniels, with Jim Parker, Hot Rod,
Mm.
Rock and Robin, I knew them all, and of course, a very dear friend, Tim Watts.
Okay.
So Chris Lee Cross.
Okay.
So these are the people that I was playing in Baltimore with my band and had many names. But they were incredible clubs in Maryland that no African Americans could play. So when Hot Rod and Rock and Robin, B. Cross, Tim Watts, and these people came on the scene, they realized that the market for concerts was growing. But I was doing the children's circuit.
Right.
I'm one of the few artists left that got to play the Royal Theater.
Right.
So those memories of that. So the transition of me being able now, with lawyers, we're looking at Trump's hold because he knows how to use lawyers. Black people in this country didn't know about any laws. They didn't know the laws, so they didn't know they needed a lawyer.
Right.
So most black artists from sports on got ripped off
Mm-hmm.
because of contracts they signed. And when they got in front of a judge, of course, the Caucasian media market would have you sign a contract
Right. Took advantage.
and took advantage because they just simply said, the judge said, did you sign this? And you said, yes. He said, did you read it? Well, a lot of us who were coming up out of the South and whatever, were just starting to really understand how to have a decent conversation about business. We'd never been in business.
Mm.
The business was raised in the family. So that whole contract scenario really uplifted people who were like, my idol was Sinatra at that time. Sinatra also introduced me to being a multifaceted artist, actor, singer, model, which later on you saw Will Smith and other people who realized the Beatles and all. That singing was one thing, but you lost a lot of money on the marketing,
Mm.
the promotional material with hats said at your name, shirts, Michael Jordan, shoes, the tennis shoes, $250 a pair. So you can see
Yeah.
what finally realizing that your name carried weight.
Right.
That's sort of
Right.
packed the music. So I went from playing tops nightclubs with 400 or 500 people in it, then a couple of stadiums to colleges. But then I got signed to a big contract. I wound up opening for $3 night in Chicago, Bloody Miles, The Cosby Show,
Mm.
meeting people who the film industry was coming here. Charles Fox was assistant director, black man, of the Maryland Film Commission,
Right.
which started bringing business here for black announcers, black lighting technicians, to be a part of the industry. That Maryland started to realize, like other states, okay, when they came here, but they bought business. They put our technicians to work to make money. And that became Pat Moran. That became John Waters.
Mm.
All friends of mine back in the day. Divine, for those who may know who Divine is. Carl Schumann.
Mm.
So Leah for public television.
Okay.
These were all up friends that I came up with. That I became a band that they all followed. That's got me with Motown.
Okay.
And before I got with Motown, I was doing a lot of clubs and stuff like this. But I went into the military because black families, a lot of the times the father left and the women raised us. Mostly in my family, the women stuck
Mm.
and raised them. Sister.
And it still goes on.
Yeah, my dad, B-Day, heck out of my mother, B-Day. And that's not all. So I don't generalize, but
Right.
there was a lot of that going on.
Right.
And my father got blown up with the ship twice. He had to be in the water with the shots coming in. You had to rotate in so that you had to take your time on being on the outer end.
Mm.
It
My dad
affected
too.
him.
That's crazy.
It affected him, what we now call the guys coming overseas, the mental
Yeah.
addressing of why they have stress,
The PTSD.
the PTSD.
Mm.
No one knew about PTSD.
Right.
So a part of that was then, but then coming and fighting a war for this country and coming over this country that you fought and died for everybody in this country to be able to be an American and a part of America. You came home, you were denied. You can die for this country. You can be in a foxhole next to your God and protect each other. But you can't come home and have a drink that you got home in a bar. You
Mm.
couldn't go to a movie. You couldn't go to a water fountain and drink. It was black, white, back of the bus. So we know the rest of the history that finally got us to the 60s
Right.
with the civil rights movement, which I was a big part of watching it. So got locked up a lot of times in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Sister happened to be the first female black debutante selected by an all-white school to be the queen of City College. That's my sister.
Wow, your family does.
Legendary.
History.
Legendary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and I was teasing him about that. I said, 'cause you're a legend. I said, that's another day.
And it's the same thing in
Yeah.
Marlon. They were using Wilhelmina and Zoe came later. I put together the first, after my mom had taught me how to learn top professional modeling studio in the state. Learned that from a white lady named Lorraine Walters, who was the first lady to come to Maryland and employ gorgeous
Mhm.
in ads. And it started that whole business. Then when I got into music business and I put a recording studio here, I had so much space. I let other black entrepreneurs who were trying to be like Arnold Mitchell, who was into martial arts,
Yes.
Travis Winky,
That's the piece I'm gonna make sure. Yes. I know. Yes.
and Travis Winky. We just did a special together.
Yeah. He was here a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
A couple weeks ago.
so I gave
And I went
him
to Travis.
some room to work with my mom.
Yeah.
Because Travis was a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's before along with my acts, when I studied Sinatra, I took ballet and jazz
Mm-hmm.
in Pikesville, Wally Songs. There I met Pat Moran, who ran one of the biggest agencies for booking movie stars.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait a minute, hold that thought. We had a call. She didn't. Welcome to Community Conversation. Yes, this is Jar. This is the international music artist Jar, who's speaking now. His name is his full name is John Albert Renaud, and then he goes by the name of Jar.
But you all knew me in this town
Yes,
with a group called Renault and the Junction. Okay.
all right. Thank you for calling. Appreciate it. Yes, have a good one.
Well, thank you.
Yes, thank you for that. Appreciate
I
it.
thought I thought it was gonna be one of your old groupies calling. Like, yeah, I remember you, John.
I got a couple of them out
I'm trying to
there.
tell
I
you,
mean,
you know,
I really
he's a
do.
man.
I have been blessed
He's a
to.
man, I'm telling you.
Mm.
I go out now and because I still live here, I live
Yes.
anywhere. I love this town. But I moved out into the city itself
Mm.
to an area where your water supply for the mountain water supply for the city of Baltimore.
Mhm.
It's called Pretty Boy Dam. It's up on the Maryland, Pennsylvania line. It's gorgeous. It's horse country. Um, Hiking, the journey that you saw, the cyclists coming to Maryland last year
Yes.
that went from the city. That's where they cycled up from Baltimore up to here,
Mhm.
to where I live. And so I saw them because I got 7 acres. So I was sitting right outside of my lawn with the horse fields. And I was just sitting there in a chair
Mhm.
with a Guinness.
You don't have to be modest. We know what it is.
And enjoyed watching them cycle by.
Right.
But back to where we were when we were talking about what made me fall in love with horses. Well, my great grandfather, that introduction.
Okay.
So things that you are introduced to your life to have a passion for, singing, music. Those were the things that captivated me.
Right.
And so when Brian Barber was getting ready to name the title of the film, and he was asking me should I name it. He says, "Well, I'm kind of like leading to Jar, which is the initials of my name, Jean Albert Renaud,
Yes.
Gina,
Gina.
to I'm looking at your history like you've been looking at." He says, "I'm looking at your history and the thing all the way up until you finally got into music. That took a while. But at 3 years old, to fall in love with a horse, that was your first passion.
Mm.
So I'm going to call this instead of the journey of a musician, an actor, an international model, and all the other things that I've been involved in. Jar, Journey of a Horseman, because it was the horse that gave you your first passion.
Right.
And you followed that. And as you grew, the gift that your great grandfather gave you was like your music,
Mm.
the church, school, the history of the many senseis in music that you met, like the senseis that taught me
Mhm.
horsemanship.
Okay.
So it's Jar Journey of a Horseman. You can get that on YouTube. You can put in two things. You can put in either just Jar Horseman after you get to YouTube,
Mhm.
or put in Jar Journey of a Horseman.
Yeah, it pops right up. It does. You can also look at, we posted it on our YouTube page as well, Crunch Time Podcast. So you can look it up from there.
Awesome sauce.
Yes. So,
I didn't know all this stuff.
yes,
Come
yes,
on.
yes, yes. We got it up there for you. So no ways, no excuses. So he's talking about a documentary, guys, that he has out there for you guys to really get to know who he is and his journey. And his journey is called Journey of a Horseman. So definitely check that out on YouTube. JAR Journey of a Horseman. So we definitely,
It's
we
a
should
lot of
check it
my
out.
history in the
Yeah.
film, from the projects of East Baltimore
Yeah.
to be training horses for the royal families around the world, from England, from Qatar, Dubai,
Mhm.
Saudi Arabia. I just got back, which blew minds. Had a bad accident. They told me I wouldn't ride again. So God is good.
Oh, yeah. See?
And
You got
I
the
was
last
almost killed. Some boys shooting guns at my home with no guns allowed.
thing. Right.
I trained my son's horse to gunshot, but like this young stud. He shot the guns off. Horse made a left, ran me into an oak tree, fractured my femur in 3 places.
Mm.
I didn't walk for 2 years.
Oh,
So they say I wouldn't ride, I'd walk with the cane. So I believed in the man upstairs.
Absolutely.
Right.
And nothing and no one's greater than God. So I kept my faith alive. Got up to for a year after that, walking 5 miles a day, every day.
Right.
All right.
And I got my health back. I started riding some major rides, because there's not many people who have ridden. They honor me in a book right now. They've done the film, now they're writing a book. And, when you are talking about yourself, you try not to have an ego, but when you're doing a lot of talk shows like this and radio shows, they're asking you questions about you are one of the only men of African American and Native American culture that's done what you've done with horses from America. So
Right.
you're like an Obama. So now they're reading me about my life and they're telling me like this, and I never put myself in that position. But yes, you have the Buffalo Soldiers, which
Mhm.
were mostly African Americans.
Mhm.
You have Bill Pickett Rodeo, which I opened with a lot of the actors from the wire up and up
Right.
riding in horseback. So the acknowledgement now is that we are now looking at the history is not just the 13 jockeys of the Kentucky Derby, Bill Pickett, or the thoroughbred horse racing industry. So, and also to realize that the African American horseman goes all the way back to Egypt.
Mm.
That's when you go back and realize that the Arabian horse comes from the Middle East and Africa.
Wow.
That's the top endurance horse in the world. So I've been invited because they found out I knew how to ride and they saw me ride and they asked me would I come over and do some desert racing. Well, you're doing 500 miles. You're doing 100 miles, 50 miles in sand in the desert in 130-degree weather.
That's hard on the horse.
It's all on you.
I'm about to say the horse. Shoot, how did you do? How did you maintain?
That's what I'm talking about.
Wow,
So,
that's a lot.
but they do it like NASCAR.
Yeah.
So you ride so many miles, you have a pet check where they check your horse's respiration to make sure that you're not overworking the horse
Mhm.
in this water. It's a little food, and you have a mandatory 15-minute rest period
Right.
before you move on.
Okay.
And then they have, in the Middle East, they have helicopters flying all the time over. So if the horse goes
Oh,
down,
so you
go
did it?
down. They land and they help you.
Mm.
So you save the horse's life, in many cases, your own life.
Right.
So it's an incredible experience, but you got to realize that wealth, because of civilizations, in the beginning of mankind, after they learned to use the animal life, wolves, dogs, horses.
Mhm.
The horse, no animal has done more for civilization in mankind than the horse.
Mm.
Your car's horsepower.
Yeah.
And so we don't treat them as well anymore. I'm also big with Willie Nelson, like movie stars. We're fighting for the last of the wild horses.
Mm.
So on my ranch, I adopted one as well, which became the animal representing Project Alley, the kids.
I got a question. You ever met Michael Jackson?
It's touring with Michael Jackson.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I was going to say the same thing. You got to talk about who you worked with. You know, it's a lot. There's a lot we got to get to because we might have to do a part 2 with y'all. Because y'all have a lifetime of experiences that we would love to hear
Well,
about.
Lionel Richie and I signed with
Yeah.
Motown at the same time.
Mm.
Lionel Richie's born on the same day as me, but I'm 10 years old.
Okay.
So, very interesting story of my experiences with Motown. Also, a lovely lady I met, Suzanne DePass.
Mm. Yeah.
She's the lady that created, under the osmosis of Barry Goodwin,
Okay.
brilliant man, the film industry. They started that while I was there. That was down the Ross with Lady Sings the Blues in Mahogany.
Mm.
That opened up the motion picture industry.
Right.
Because that was so successful, the next thing that Suzanne DePass took on was television. Before BET,
Mm-hmm.
all of these things created a show of the West, which was called Lonesome Dove. That was Motown's first television presentation, and they haven't stopped. So that broke in all of the other areas where you see black filmmakers, Perry, Sidney Poitier,
Mm-hmm.
who started to get the opportunities now to participate in the film industry. To the horse, one of the first time I saw a black horseman, other than at the racetrack cleaning the stalls, or the pictures of him riding the thoroughbred, the first 13 jockeys, was the Jim Brown
Okay.
in the spaghetti westerns before Clint Eastwood.
Mm-hmm.
So Jim Brown was the first black man, even that you would look at, that was starring with people like Listen,
John Wayne.
no, not with John Wayne. Was the first to see a black man hug a white woman in film
Okay.
and star, get a starring role. So when you're looking at the history of film, you know, a lot of people are forgetting that in any journey that we have right now, frontier of us as African Americans broke the doors down so that we have what we have now in media,
Yeah.
and in film, and in music.
And I'm proud to know.
We fought hard. We still fight hard, but
Yeah.
We all know how this country started and
oh yeah,
the backs is built off of. We all do know the history of that. So, this is just adding to our knowledge of the things that we really don't know, how things got started, where it originated from. So this part of history, this is not talked about.
well, they're not talking about it, and also they're trying to make sure that nobody talks about it because they're trying to eliminate it,
Trying to get rid of it.
which gives us an opportunity to do what we should be doing today. This is not the Black history of the past. We know that for the most part. We don't want to acknowledge it. But the Black history of what we've accomplished as people of color in medicine,
Mhm.
in music,
Mhm.
in theater, in the space war, the knowledge of going in space.
Yeah.
We have done so much as a part of society of human beings to contribute to life, opportunities in life.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things that I did as I grew up. I went back to the schools. I was asked by the Girl Scouts, the police clubs, all because I had a platform. Out of sight, out of mind.
Mhm.
So when you're being seen on the stage, I got an honor when I did my war with Project Arrowhead for AIDS.
Right.
One of the only artists in music that stepped up, which I thought would be the last artist to step up, to open his concert with my video about safe sex and no sex, was George Clinton.
I saw the video about it. It was awesome.
Then following, because I was on a platform,
Yeah.
the top actors in The Wire, and I was in The Wire,
Right.
came aboard. And
You
when
was
we
on the
put,
wire?
yeah, when we produced the video, Protect Yourself,
Yeah.
it which went around the world.
Mhm.
Clark Peters, Dominic West, Glenn Thurman,
There's a lot of stuff.
a lot of celebrities,
Yeah.
because we were hanging out together,
Yeah.
because I was teaching them to ride. So if they
Yeah.
had a movie role that came up, I met them downtown, and on my 60th birthday, and my co-producer music Terry Battle of Jump Street.
I remember Terry. We was trying to figure out if we were related or not. I don't know because he does look like my family. I still have the picture of you and Terry and me and Stephanie when we was hanging out. This is what 20 years ago almost.
This is small, and people like Gary Granger,
Yes.
in pockets, and of course, I played so many of the clubs in jazz, Jimmy Wells Trio, people that no one remembers anymore.
Mhm.
And but people I met and hung out with, like John Wesley,
Mhm.
who honored me, got me an award as a legend.
Yeah.
To the Baltimore Afro-American, and Coors Beer gave me an honor and brought me down to the Black Museum, honored me as a legend in the arts. And I've gotten a lot of those awards like that because you're hanging out with the people who have platforms to do what we're doing now. Who have
Absolutely.
met and
Yeah.
have conversations and remember those days. But
How many albums you think you've written about?
6. I've had 6.
6. Okay.
And I've written a lot of music for a lot of other artists. So on YouTube, a lot of times my name doesn't come up. Their name comes up first. But when you worked as opening acts for so many stars and celebrities,
Mhm.
by doing that, it opened up my field of music because the only music I came up with was blues and jazz.
Right.
Then it went to church, and then from church to R&B,
Right.
and R&B to rock and roll,
Yeah.
and then pop.
Right.
I was being signed by major recording studios, and they said, "Well, you can only be a jazz and R&B artist because no black artists are in pop." So they denied me to come out and have my music done in the style of pop. Well, guess who's king of pop?
Much.
So this is what I'm saying. Allowed the opportunity to participate,
Yes.
and so many variations of music was the blessing for me, and also realizing that from the white superstars, even Sinatra was before Elvis, you're looking at how the white industry or the Caucasian industry in music, who were the lawyers. We didn't have any black lawyers in the music industry that could tell us what to do.
Right.
Matter of fact, and then when the sports figures came in, that's entertainment.
It is.
You know, football, basketball, all these things we're looking at, how we were finally allowed to participate. Once they allowed us to participate, we freaked them out because we started to not just participate, we started to dominate.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why we are the way we are now.
Yeah.
So, trying to, the song that what we'll talk about later was my philosophy in life was through the women in my life. I always said, yesterday's child has got to work with today's child to make a better world. Today's child. We have to understand that the first knowledge are the old ones.
Yes.
Our mothers and our dads, our grandparents. I knew my grandparents, my great grandparents, all. So many kids I met through the children's programs out there, which you know about.
Yeah.
Barely knew their mother and their father, much less their grandparents. Wow. And what they're trying to destroy right now is that black people back in those days, the history was the grandparents sitting down and giving you a history verbally, explaining to you the heritage of the family. Right. And that's why when you see the Black Families Reunion, everybody's going back now. They said, well, my great grandmother was this, and we came out of Chicago or we came out of whatever. We're finally starting to educate the vastness of the lessons that we learned when we weren't allowed to learn. Same thing with Native Americans. Took their heritage, took their dress, took their music, took their hair, took their land. So,
that's part of my heritage. I'm also.
I know, and it's so nice because now when I get on these talk shows and I meet artists like yourself, and we look so much alike. Yeah. And we start talking. Yeah. What? Hey, cuz.
What's going on?
What's going on? Something.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. But I do want to catch up to today and the projects that you're working on today.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about anything that you have going on currently. Okay.
Well, I was blessed because I was invited. I won so many awards with horses and with music. I won some once they looked at my heritage and my style of riding. I was invited to participate in the way of riding that I liked and what it could do. So many kids were in the cities who weren't getting out to realize that it's a planet, not a city, not America. It's called Earth. So, and you're looking for an exploration of finding a life for yourself. Look at it as a world journey. Be willing to explore other possibilities and other cultures around the world. And that's how it started. That's why they came here.
Right.
So, but I just got back a year ago from Mongolia. I was invited to ride because all my rides are international. But the funds around the world that use the horse to raise money for disadvantaged sheep. That has been my journey this week. And so the song I did on the show, it's about that. It's called Yesterday's Child, Today's Child, Make a Better Life for Today's Child. And the future of mankind are the children. God bless the child. God is so that's going to be a documentary. It's coming out latter part of the year. It's going to be a major documentary. It's probably going to be one of the biggest films on horses that's ever been done. And it's showing me ride.
It's called God Bless the Child That Got His Own.
No, it's called the Vallow, VELOO Foundation. Put together.
Say it again.
The Vallow,
VELOO
Foundation. So if you're a horse person, ever loved a horse, needed a horse, wanted a horse, cared about a horse, horses are being used now to raise money and in riding across the land, not in the cities, but in the vast cultures of a part of the ecology movement. We rode away from this blending on horseback, trying to get it to respect the horse again, to use it as a vehicle to help the kids. So that thing that I did when I started with kids, that started TEP, was I went to the schools. I was invited to come to the schools, the police clubs, the Girl Scouts came and gave me a grant to come into the schools and do those grants. I went into the schools because I came up in the school until they put me in vocational technical high school. Schools was boring.
Right.
I was looking out the window. So the kids, when I came, they let me talk to the kids. So I went to the top black schools in the state because they were losing black females in the Girl Scouts. How can we have some man of color come in or a woman of color to get black families to start sending their kids back to the Girl Scouts, like the Boy Scouts?
Right.
And so I came up with a program with a lady, very woman, Beverly Jones. We came together, came up with a thing called Young Women Choices.
Awesome. And I'm gonna pause you right there. We got some callers calling in. I want to get them in before the show ends. Welcome to Community Conversations. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to? Hello? Hello? Yes. How are you? Who do we have the pleasure of talking to right now? You gotta do like, can we get a minute? You got a minute. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, family.
Yes. Love you.
Love you
Yeah,
too.
Steph.
Welcome to Community Conversations. Who are we talking to? Hello. Yes. Hi.
Well,
Yes.
thank you so much. I would like to share that I have been honored to open two in Upper Marlboro, riding in with Clark Peters,
Mhm.
Glenn Thurman. We opened two of those events up in Upper Marlboro. So I'm very familiar with the Bill Pickett Rodeo. And a lot of the organizers and the people in the families that still has it alive, so that we're advancing the only sport that we have not really conquered once we were allowed to participate. We've got football, we got basketball, we got uh, Bob Johnson in his way tried to initiate a program to put the first African American child to compete and become a part of the United States Olympic team, the equestrian team. They were working to have their daughter. We haven't accomplished it yet, but I've been working with some of the top white equestrians to educate those who are taking classical riding. You got in the South, you got a lot of riding going on, but it's pleasure riding. It's also competitive riding. Now, how I got started with money, but I am trying to struggle to be a part of the platform that puts the first African American child, male or female, on the United States Olympic team.
Wow. Wonderful. Thank you for calling, though. We appreciate
Thank you for calling.
listening. Absolutely. Welcome to Community Conversations. We got 30 seconds. Hey, Dr. Watson. Good, how are you? Thank you. Yes, sir. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. All right. Have a good one. So before we leave, we got so much stuff that we didn't get to talk about, Jar. But we got to bring you back. I'm sorry because it's just so much information. But I definitely want them to hear your work that you have produced, and we want the listener to get an idea of who you are and support you moving forward. So again, we want to thank you for coming in, and we appreciate you, and we want you to throw to the song. And we definitely thank you guys for listening, tuning in, for calling in. We appreciate you guys. It's crunch time.
I would like to simply say to the beauty of us, people of color who are learning to come together, that we are starting more and more to understand how it is to work together and not look for someone else to give us. We can give ourselves if we believe in ourselves.
Absolutely.
So help us to continue to build trust, effort, and patience, and to work together, us older people with you younger people. Yesterday's child work with today's child. For tomorrow's child.
Right. What are they listening to right now?
Yesterday's child.
Yesterday's child.
Yesterday's
Thank you guys for tuning in and enjoy the sound of Jar, international music artist.
I apologize. I have that shuffle to do. Girlfriend, thank you.
Yes. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, Mike. Thank you. We gotta talk though. We gotta
This has been, it's a birthday present. Turned 83 and get to come back on the radio that I've been on a lot anyway.
One of these.
Oh, yeah, I put that for you.
Yeah,